succeed in the rescue. Took the 600 men, but he had to leave 200 behind because they were exhausted. All right. And that continues later in the passage. Verse 11, it says this: they found an Egyptian in the field and brought him to David. So, recap. Number 1, there was an attack on the family. Number 2, they were going to stone the leader. Number 3, they vented their feelings. Number 4, they were fearful. Because there are times we're all fearful. Nothing wrong with being fearful. Let's be honest about it. We're all fearful from time to time. Number 5, he strengthened himself in God. Number 6, he sought God's will. Number 7, he started to pursue. And number 8, he found an Egyptian. He found an Egyptian in a field. And, you know, if that was me, I would be so hot in pursuit. If I saw an Egyptian lying in a field, I'd probably say, oh, there's a stupid Egyptian lying in a field. Carry on, guys. Yeah? What's that Egyptian doing in a field? And yet God records the fact that there was an Egyptian in the field. Fantastic. And they brought him to David. And they gave him water to drink and food to eat, part of a cake of pressed figs and 2 cakes of raisins. He ate and was revived, for he had not eaten any food or drunk any water for 3 days and 3 nights. Yeah? Isn't it funny that in the midst of our traumas, we become so locked into our traumas that we don't see anyone else in need? But when David had got himself into a position where he'd strengthened himself in God and he'd encouraged himself in the Lord, and he had God's word on it, there was a confidence now that took him out of that emotionally desperate condition, put faith in his heart, to the point where, on the way to bring about the victory that he knew God was going to bring him, he was prepared to stop his attack and do a kindness to someone else in need. Because we get so focused on our personal need that we can fail to recognize the need in someone else and take time out to do a kindness to somebody else. God, don't you recognize my needs paramount at the moment? I can't meet anyone else's need. But David didn't have that attitude. Stop the whole attack. Let's help this Egyptian. Let's help this Egyptian. What a stupid thing to do. I wouldn't have bothered. I'm not interested in an Egyptian. After all, they had my forefathers as slaves. But it was a key. It was a key. And sometimes the act of kindness that we do to others, even in our moments of despair and in our moments of trouble, is something, when we sow kindness into other people's lives, often it's a key to our own deliverance, our own healing, our own restoration. So never close yourself off to an awareness and a sensitivity to the needs of others in your own time of trouble. So they fattened up the Egyptian, and David asked him, to whom do you belong and where do you come from? And the story unfolds as, in actual fact, this Egyptian was a slave of one of the Amalekites who'd raided Ziklag, burnt it to the ground, and stolen all the wives and families of his men. Hey, isn't that funny? Suddenly this Egyptian was about to become the key to the rescue. He took the whole story, and David said to him, oh, by the way, can you lead me down to the raising party? And he answered, if you swear to me by God you won't kill me and hand me over to my master, I'll take you down to them. So the Egyptian was a key. He led David down, and there they were, scattered on the countryside, eating, drinking, and reveling, because the great amount of plunder they had taken, etc. And David fought them from dusk until the evening of the next day. And none of them got away, except 400 young men who rode up on camels and fled. And sometimes in our fight will be, our battle may well be from dusk until the evening of the next day. Because sometimes we fight battles and they're not just over in an instant. They take perseverance to gain the victory and overcome. And we want instantaneous answers, don't we? We live in an instantaneous age, and I want an instantaneous God. But God sometimes takes us through a process because he's working something in us that's going to change us and transform us, to make us more useful, to make us stronger in him. Okay? David recovered everything that the Amalekites had taken. He recovered all, or he made a full recovery. You know, God's in the restoration business. God's a restorer. God restores. Amazing what God restores. I think as it was here last time when I showed you a watch, when God restored the watch to me, which seems a trifling thing. A trifling thing. Why? But God was saying to me, if I can restore this to you, how much more can I restore everything to you? I don't believe that there is anything I've ever lost in my life that God will not restore to me. It can be my joy, it can be my peace, it can be my hope, it can be my faith, it can be a broken relationship, whatever it is, God can restore. You can recover all. Maybe it's your health. God can restore all. A full recovery in this situation. The key in all of this is simply this: our capacity to come back to a God who's proven himself time and time again as being faithful to us, to learn what it means to strengthen ourselves in God, that he is the God of all hope, and we will recover all. We will make a full recovery. David goes on because, of course, some of the men who've been fighting, they didn't want to share the plunder with those who'd been left behind because they'd been fatigued. Well, at the end of the day, David insisted that they all had a full share in the plunder. No one was left out. And maybe you feel that you're carrying a more than proportionate amount of the work in this place. But our heart must be that we share whatever blessings God gives us with everyone. We share it equally. But I just want to finish on this point. I will leave it here. I would encourage each of you during the course of today and in the coming week to learn what it means to strengthen yourself in God. Don't come to church on a Sunday hoping that somehow God's going to give you the kiss of life to patch you up for the following week. Learn that on a daily basis you can come to God just for a few minutes each day and you can talk to him and share your heart with him. And as you do that, wherever you are, God will just put strength into you. There will be that transition. You will say to him, Lord, I'm weak. Paul said, when I'm weak, I'm strong. God said to him, my strength is perfected in your weakness. Sit down for a minute and just reflect on God's faithfulness.